Hip Hop Chronicle. Back here again in London town.
Yes, sir.
With my man, Young Guru.
You know what it is, man. Love London.
Yeah, he loves London.
I might need to get an apartment over here, son, right?
You need to
back
get,
and forth
right,
so
you need to get your apartment, a woman, you know what I'm saying, a lot of beer.
I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that department.
Okay. So then you're good then, you're good. I didn't know your situation.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's good. So let's walk out. I'll tell you what I want to ask you about first, right?
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people know this about you, Guru. You were working around Puff and the Hitman and Biggie, right at that time with D-Dot and all that. What was that about? Because everyone always talks about
that was about Howard. That was
Howard
about
University.
Howard University, man. It was like I went to Howard at the perfect time.
Right.
And when I went, it was in '92.
Right.
So, you know, Puff didn't start yet with Bad Boy, but it was like through my friends, I met Deric, Angelettie, and I met Chucky Thompson.
Right.
So you gotta imagine, like back in those days, I was chilling with Tracy Lee, that had the themes, Party Time.
Yeah.
Those were my guys. So
Classic.
Tracy was a lot closer to D-Dot, and that's really how I met D-Dot down there, which is everybody being around. Puff used to throw parties or whatever, so realistically, it'd be like, you know, I'd be with the crew, we'd go to the party, and we'd be like outside, like, yo, D-Dot, get us in. You know what I'm saying? That's really how I met them. And then I ended up DJing for Nonchalant. A girl from Washington, D.C., had 5 o'clock in the morning, was a big single hit in '96. And we went on the Fuji tour in '96.
Wow.
So when we came home from that, Chucky Thompson was the executive producer for Nonchalant's second album. Yeah. That's how I met Chucky. Right. So through Nonchalant, meeting Chucky, I ended up working for Chucky at Chuck Life in Washington, D.C. Right. And me and Chucky just developed this great relationship. He's probably, like, I've said this a million times, but probably one of the best musicians, all-around musicians that I've ever worked with. He plays almost every instrument. Other than wind instruments, you know, he plays almost every instrument. Bass, guitar, drums, keyboards, you know, and doesn't read a lick of music. It's all off ear. Yeah, Chucky and just Chucky's personality, he's probably one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. Whatever Chuck worked on in terms for Bad Boy, I was doing that for him. So what happened was in '99, I decided to leave DC and, you know, go to New York and let's get it popping. But it wasn't a situation where I was just blindly going to New York. A friend of mine, we call him Smiles, who's actually De La Soul's road manager now, called me and said, yo, D-Dot needs an engineer, blase, blase. So I went to New York to work on the Mad Rapper album. And it's sort of like, again, it's family. You know what I mean? It's people that I went to school with, people that I know. So in me going to work on that Mad Rapper album, I started working with D-Dot. And the Mad Rapper album, if you remember, was sort of like this compilation album that had a whole bunch of people. So by the time you get done, you know, I've worked with Busta Rhymes, I've worked with the Beat Nuts, I worked with an early white kid named Eminem that nobody knew about. We paid $5,000 to do a verse on that album. On the album, right. We worked with this kid from Queens named 50 Cent. How to Rob was on that album.
Yeah, of course.
So it was like,
the beginning,
by the time I got done, it was like I had touched a bunch of MCs' music in New York City. So then it was just like branching out from then on. After that was over, I just became an independent engineer and started doing work. So that was all prior, you know, pre Roc-A-Fella. All that. Yeah, but the Bad Boy connection is just that. It's really D-Dot and it's really Chucky. That was my Bad Boy.
So yesterday we were at MTV. Right. And we hadn't seen the Otis video. Jay-Z and Kanye's What's the Song? Otis video. What did you make of it? You took it in, you analyzed it?
Yeah. You know me, my mind is gonna always analyze. Like I'm looking to see like what are the stars on the flag? What is it? And I'm analyzing it. But when I just look at it overall, it's like it just looks fun. It looks like it goes back to that real early hip hop. Like you see Jay with his arm around Kanye. They're smiling. They're having a great time. You know what I mean? There's not this super like let's change a million scenes type thing. They break down the car and they have a ball.
The album we talked about, some great New Day.
New Day, incredible, man. You never heard two rappers talk about unborn children and the perspective that they come with it is so personal to them that it makes a great record. Kanye is basically coming and saying, I'm gonna make sure that my son doesn't make the same mistakes that I do. Yes. So that's the references to trying to find love in the strip club. Yeah. That's the reference to not the media. Yes. The George Bush is coming from a perspective of, I didn't have my father, so I'm going to make sure that my son, I'm going to be there for him. And I just think it's incredible. Like, I say this to Jay all the time, like how the numbers and things like that work out so easy for him. It's just, it seems like it's magic, but it's just, it's in mind. It's like, okay, my first album came out when I was 26. So then that's really, he's saying that's when I became a man. So then my job is to cut that in half for my son so that it's 13, so i.e. black bar mitzvah. Right. So it's like, how do the numbers just always work out for this dude, man? It's crazy.
Lucky lefty, that guy.
The church joint is really, the first song on there is really my favorite song. Yeah. Just because of the subject matter, the beat, and how they attack it. But, you know, it's a lot of joints on it. And then it's like, you know, Jay gets personal on some songs.
He does.
You know, and even in the getting personal, I love the fact that he ended it with, yo, I still got love for you. That right there to me sealed the whole record, where it's like, I'm just explaining from my perspective what happened, and at the end of the day, I still love you.
That song, that particular song we're talking about, that was so classy the way he did that.
Right.
The way
that's a perfect word, it's classy. It's a way of explaining the situation in his, like I said, Jay, as you know, is not going to get in the media and just talk about certain things. Everything for Jay, if you really listen, is answered in that music.
Yes.
It's always answered in the music. When you come at him with this Illuminati nonsense, he's going to hit you with the, they couldn't do nothing with me, they put the devil on me. I'd have preferred that they just pulled the metal on me. You know what I mean? He's going to answer everything in the music. Right. So it's just, it's his way of answering or addressing that situation, but I thought it was classy that at the end he said, I still got love.
Because it was. Since it's dropped, a good friend of yours, Ninth Wonder,
yes, sir.
He came out and gave his opinion, his honest damn opinion, which he's entitled to. A man just be going at him left, right, and center.
And I had to jump on Twitter and kind of, I was absolutely defending. I don't want to say that I wasn't defending Knife. Knife is my friend, so yeah, I was defending him. I was defending his right to have his own opinion. What people don't understand is that in my group of friends, and let's take Ninth Wonder as a perfect example, you would marvel at the type of arguments that he and I have about music. We listen to albums, he's like, yo, I like this, I don't like this. I'll be like, yo, I like this, I don't like this. Yo, you bugging, you don't like this. We spend hours doing that, but these are personal conversations between us two. I said to Knife, I said, yo, there's gonna be songs on Watch the Throne that you're gonna love, and there's gonna be some songs that you're gonna hate. You know what I'm saying? I know Knife Wonder's gonna love New Day. I know he's gonna hate Liftoff, right? But as I'm here in London, I have a bunch of females going, yo, I hate Otis, I love Liftoff. And I go, that's right. Now I know my mentality was right. When we make albums, I can't. This is the key to Jay-Z and Kanye selling millions of albums. If you only make one type of record, you're only going to sell to that type of audience. Right. So you have to recognize and accept the fact that Jay-Z is a worldwide star. Kanye is a worldwide star. When I just came from a Kanye show in Norway, where there's people literally 60 years old down to 8 years old. All races, he has to please all of these people. So when we make Jay-Z albums, I've said to Jay on plenty of occasions, yo, why you can't rhyme like this? Why you can't rhyme like that? And Jay will look at me and be like, yo, Goo, if I made an album just for you, it wouldn't sell. And I agree with him. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, we love, it's obvious, I'm an underground dude, I love underground music. But if I made just that for a Jay-Z album, it wouldn't be Jay-Z. You understand? And Jay-Z is bigger than just that. So there needs to be all these this diversity on the album. But if you notice, he always pleases the underground me type of person first. Look back at the albums and let's do the math. He came out with Otis first. Who's sampling? Still sampling just raw samples without all a whole bunch of keyboards and stuff in it to this day. Otis. So the last album, DOA, we came out with a hardcore street record that's knocking down. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is getting too tiring with this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Every time we come with the hard street record first to satisfy the means. Then we get into the, okay, these are the big pop potential records. It has to be that way because Jay-Z is such a big artist. He has a huge fan base, and everybody's not gonna like everything.
Nope.
But I defend absolutely Ninth Wonder's right to his opinion.
Bring the camera closer. See, I got a story. So he already knows. See, he's already laughing. He already knows, right? So I forgot to ask Just Blaze this when he was here with Alchemist, right? I was too busy freestyle with Just that time and now. So Memphis Big to me a story, a great story that happened at Bassline. That they were all there at Bassline. Guru, Jay, Just, everyone was there, and there was 2 sets of turntables set up. And Just Blaze and Young Guru were having a DJ battle there and then. And Bleak goes, that shit was crazy. So Young Guru, what the hell happened on that day?
I don't know why. For some reason we had, I think we were putting scratches on a record or something, and we actually had, you know, most of the time when we're putting scratches on a record, there's just one turntable on the mixer, scratching or whatever. So for that day, for some reason, we had like the setup, like the coffins and 2 turntables and the mixer in the middle was a perfect setup. Yeah. So we just started scratching. You know, Justin's very good at scratching. I'm good. So we just started scratching, and it kind of developed into me and Just battling. Right. Now, I'm very light about a lot of subjects. Yeah. There's 2 things that I take real serious. That's basketball and DJ, right? So me and Just did battle, and Just destroyed me that day.
He got you.
He got me. Like, not to say that I wasn't good, but I was doing more of the, you know, the Rock Raider beat juggling type of thing. Okay. And Just was going in on the scratches. And I'm not making no excuses. Just beat me that day. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have my routines ready. Just destroyed me that day. But what made the story so funny is you can beat me in whatever, and I'm like, yo, I could care less. When it's something I take serious, I was actually for the first time mad at my brother. Like I had to walk away because I was getting pissed off because I was mad at Just because he beat me, and everybody, it was impossible for me to hide that emotion on my face. So to Bleak, it was the funniest thing to see me mad because he doesn't get to see me like pissed off about something. Like the flip side to that was one day, you know, Just is a huge video game person.
He's a video. Yeah, he's a video game. Just Blaze is a huge video game.
Yeah, he loves video games. So there was one day when me and Just was playing a video game. I'll never beat Just in these little videos because he's, you know, the video game thing for me is like I'm normally the person inside the room mixing, and then the new video games come out, and these guys are outside in the room mastering the video game, and I may come out. Could you take a turn? You're like, oh, I got next. I get on the game, I get beat, and then it's like 5 more people. So I end up not playing the game and learning the game really. Long story short, I beat Just in the game, and it was like the same thing in reverse. It looked like he wanted to fight me, and I'm like, yo, calm down, it's just a video game. But to him, he takes that as serious as I do. So it's just like, it's still my brother, but it's like that brotherly competition.
No, of course.
But that day when Just got me in battling, I was heated.
Still hurts you, because you went on Twitter, we talked about it.
Yeah, I take DJing very seriously, and I take battling very seriously. For me to lose is like a major blow to my ego. I don't lose in battling.